I hope it's all working as intended. Hello, hello. It's so good to see you. It's good to be back. I am EP. Sheepy Emerencia Petronilla. Sheepy. Sheep genius. Possessed of double the usual brain cells of a sheep. That is to say, I have two instead of one occasionally. They rub together and create spark of an idea. How have you been, Bleaties? How have you been? In fact, where have you been? Where have you been? I've been searching all along, been facing twilight on and on, without a clue. Do you like Persona? I like Persona. I am that person. I am the person that likes all the popular stuff. Except I don't really. No. That would be a very big EP lie. Hey Natsuki! Oh, it's good to see you. I do seem to be having a minor issue with one of my chat windows. So please excuse me if it seems like I am not catching up to as fast as you're talking. I hope you're good. It feels good to be back. I hope you enjoyed the stream, Natsuki. I'm sure that you're going to enjoy it today because we've got Yuri and Monika reflection. This is going to be an interesting mix because I feel like I've said it before, so I sound a bit like a broken record, but I really feel Yuri is an extremely perceptive person who does see through Monika's veil of kind of pride and bravado bullshit. And I think that Yuri, I think that Yuri's relationship with Monika is going to be one that's quite humbling. I think that Monika's going to, you know, always try and be the bigger person or whatever, and Yuri's just going to see right through it and call her out on it. Not because she's, like, being rude or thoughtless, but just because that's who she is. That's what Yuri does. She just says things how she sees them, and I respect that. So, with that in mind, I think it's time we got started, don't you? Oh, look! I changed the background last time. Look at this. Look at this cutie. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, let's have a selfie together. Let's have a selfie together. It's an EP Natsuki. Owie, cheesy. Yeah. Oh, that was the best. Getting a photo with my icon. Oh my god. Day made. Day made. Right, so I'm gonna make myself a little bit smaller so I don't cut into the frame. Side stories. So we've had trust, we've had understanding, we've had respect and balance, and now it's time for reflection. We're getting perilously close to the end. Oh, I look forward to it, Natsuki. That's high praise. I really think that this is going to be an interesting story because Monika's always trying to put on this front of being perfect, and while they are both kind of very highbrow with regards to their literature tastes, Yuri is going to see through any facade that Monika puts up. It's just who she is. I have to admit though, I'm really looking forward to the Natsuki Yuri story. They really saved the best for last. Extremely hype for that. I don't think we're gonna get to that today. I think today we're only gonna have time for reflection. But by God, sheepy bleaties, I am gonna do my best. Oh, I'm gonna love it. I know I am. So let's go. Also, any audio problems, any audio level screw-ups, please do shout it out. Because yeah, the audio on my end, very different. Am I I bothering you? Hmm? No. Okay, just checking. It's hard to tell since you always look so into it when you're reading. It makes me scared to interrupt. Well, it's within my expectations to be interrupted when I read here. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like it. Oh, that's very sweet. Yuri knows that she's in kind of a public space. She's prepared for the girls to butt in. Kind of Monika to be considerate about that, though. That makes sense. I guess if you're here in the first place, then you're more ready to socialize, even if it takes a bit of prodding. It's not so bad to be social if I let others do the work. So, it can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. It's mostly difficult when I don't know anyone, or there are too many people, or everyone is being too silly for me to keep up with. What does she mean being too silly? What do you think she means by that? I wonder if general horsing around, that kind of malarkey. You know, when you just kind of want to hide in the corner while everyone else is being pretty raucous. Yuri glances across the room at Sayori and Natsuki. Sayori has her head cocked back and her mouth open, trying to catch pieces of a cookie that Natsuki is lobbing into the air, but the pieces keep bouncing off her face and hitting the floor. That is the single most Natsuki-Sayori interaction I think I could have ever hoped for in text. I'm imagining it absolutely perfectly. It's like Tweedledum and Tweedledee. I love it. Somebody, oh god, there has to be fan art of that. Please let there be fan art of that. I need to find it. I need to find it. Maybe I should say something. No need. They just ran out of cookie. What a waste. Yuri absolutely bang on the money in there. What a waste of a cookie. What a waste of a cookie. Could have given that to me. Could have given that to me. I would have eaten that cookie. I fucking love cookies. I just love all things. They've really become good friends, haven't they? I'm happy. Sayori seems particularly good at making that happen. But the two of them are both on the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well. Yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had many chances to talk one-on-one, have we? Oh, here we go, Monika. Monika bracing herself for the let's do a Sayori and be social and make friends, but she's not Sayori. Can she do it? Though that may be partly my fault, since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members. Ding ding ding. Monika, Maru. Absolutely right. Not at all. I've probably formed a habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. The responsibility is equally on me, at least to display some openness to engage. Which is very sweet of you to say, Yuri, but also Monika does know that you get very into your books. So, I mean, she could have just directly asked you. Indeed, indeed, Natsuki. Well, what about times like lunch? Do you meet up with friends? I just read. Oh, but I like it that way. It feels nice to be carried off again after a morning of classes. Do you always read fantasy?
Oh, not always.
Nah, sometimes I whip out my copy of Brazzers. Yeah, things that Yuri would never say.
I suppose it's all I've read recently, but only because I'm in the middle of this series.
Oh, she's one of those ones. Once you start a particular series, you can't deviate. You have to commit from beginning to end. You know, like the Rings books, um, the Time series, maybe even the Raymond Feist books. You can't read just one and then go off and do something else. You have to read them one after the other. Gotta commit. Gotta commit.
There are still 2 more books after this one.
I guess those long books suit you well, since you spend so much time reading.
Well, fantasy may be my favorite, but after that, I'm more or less indiscriminate to genres. I'll read anything with depth and maturity.
Depth and maturity, eh? These are some very subjective things depending on what you regard as deep and what you regard as mature. So I'm kind of curious as to what she's alluding to. Oh yeah? Even like romance?
Well, there are lots of books that have elements of romance in them.
Oh, Yuri's so flustered. Oh, she's so flustered, Bleaties. She doesn't want to be called out for liking trashy romance stuff, but it's okay. Oh yeah, absolutely. Based on that poem from the OG about the beach, I'm never gonna recover from that because that was just so unbelievably explicit without being explicit. You know, a meme was going around for a while for artists of how to draw hands turning pages or holding a book, you know, and it was like super unbelievably like sensual and sexual without actually showing anything directly sensual or sexual. It was all just suggestion. Same energy. Same energy. You know what? I bet Yuri is like an absolute freak in private. Um, you know how it is, like, say so in the streets, hentai in the sheets, am I right? Oh, come on, Yuri. You know what I mean. Monika lowers her voice. Oh no, are we gonna start talking about, like, slash dojin or something? It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone if you do too. Oh, she's on to her, man. She's on to her. Yuri's considering it now. Yuri's considering it.
Maybe more when I was in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely and people were mean to me a lot. So it kind of felt like, oh, please don't make me think about the past.
Oh, oh, I'm having. I feel really sorry for Yuri. She's feeling quite pressured by this, you know, middle school. I don't know if middle school is the same in the UK as it is everywhere else, but for me, I would say that's like from year 3 to year 6, junior school. So between the ages of like 7 and 11. Does that sound about right? But Yuri feeling very on the spot about this, and clearly she's quite embarrassed about it, you know. Yeah, Natsuki doing all the hard research. Um, I yeah, I know that Monika's just trying to like build some rapport here. but clearly Yuri's not very comfortable with discussing this kind of thing. It's a very typical kind of teenage girl thing to talk about, though. Like, well, when it comes to, you know, who do you like, what are you into, what's your type, teehee. But I feel like maybe Monika's gone the wrong route with this one a little bit, because Yuri's not your typical teenage girl. She's a bit more private. You know, we should totally pick out a romance novel to read. That would be so much fun. Absolutely not. And there it is. Absolute slam dunk from Yuri. Straight up. Says no. Computer says no. We are doing none of that. None of that for me. Thank you very much. Honestly, Yuri, yes. Lay down those boundaries. Love you. Oh, okay, so it's 11 to 14. Okay, thanks for checking that out, Natsuki. So now we know, middle school, 11 to 14. So I would guess kind of, yeah, that's about a normal age to start reading romance books. You know, puberty hits and you start to feel things. Yeah, that makes sense. The implication here that Yuri is trying to imply that she's outgrown that now. You know, she's 18, she's done the trashy young adult romance texts, and she's not really on board with Monika pushing this angle. Really? Even if it was just between us? Try asking someone who has no shame, like Natsuki. Oh, you take that back! You take that back! Natsuki has lots of shame. That's so mean. What an unnecessary attack. How dare you? You. I can't believe she said that, Bleaties. That's so mean. That's so mean. How rude. How rude. Ouch. Sorry. I swear I didn't mean that. She says she didn't mean that, but I mean, she did. Let's be serious for a second. She doesn't say things she doesn't mean. The things that she says might come out a little bit unfiltered, but she definitely means what she says. Which is something I do love about her character. She doesn't bullshit. She can just be a bit tactless, that's all. But yeah, I guess this is because her and Natsuki don't really know each other properly yet. They have some weird thoughts about each other, and as a result have avoided engaging one another. Another reason I'm so looking forward to the next story. But yeah, straight unfiltered. I'm not that bitch, she says. Well, I guess it was my fault for pressing you. I'm like that for things in my past too. You know, things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience. There's nothing wrong with growing out of things. It happens to everyone. For instance, Natsuki's interest in manga reminds me quite a bit of how intense I used to be about my own interests. Oh, see, she acknowledges, like, she sees some similarity. That's quite sweet. But also, that's kind of throwing some shade on Natsuki with the whole, like, it's okay to grow out of things, except that this bitch didn't grow out of this thing that I grew out of when I was in middle school. Bit rude. Just FYI, I never grew out of manga. And I think that nobody has to grow out of things they enjoy, okay? It's okay, as long as you're not doing anything harmful to anyone else. Just enjoy the things you enjoy. Live and let live. It makes me think
that she'll likely grow out of it too.
Wrong. Just wrong. Hey, are you talking about me?
Oh, no, we were just...
Busted! Busted! She got caught. How intense you used to be? Yeah, I agree. Very, very dedicated to fantasy. Still very intense. Not something that has changed, Yuri. You are still just as intensely into something as you were when you were in middle school. That has not changed. Oh, we were just talking about how our interests have changed over the years. Monika in there with the save. Well saved. When did you get into manga, Natsuki? Like a couple of years ago, I guess. I was already sort of into it before that, but I wasn't really going hard until then. I wasn't going hard until then! What a choice of words! My girl wasn't going hard into manga until a couple of years ago. So they're canonically all 18. My girl hit 16 and said, you know what? Manga is not just for middle school. Manga is for life. This is a commitment. Oh, as if I thought I couldn't love Natsuki anymore. Yes, Natsuki. Yes, Natsuki. Own it. Oh, yeah? What was it that inspired you to get more into it? I don't know. Probably being beaten black and blue by my abusive father, and it was an amazing escape. Sorry to bring down the tone. I don't know. I guess... let me think. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked. Yeah, I was just like really fed up with a lot of things, and I got super into this one series that I really related to. Oh, she looks so proud of herself. I love her little expressions. Look at that face. Oh, she's so pleased to be able to talk about her loves. I guess I had an edgy phase where I just hated everyone around me and wanted to be by myself. Oh wow, Natsuki being really relatable. Hey, kind of like Yuri. Monika! No! No, Monika! You can't say that. You can't say that. Watches Yuri's face absolutely falls and she rages hard about like, how could you liken me to this low-class middle school-brained waif? Monika. Sorry. That's completely wrong. So, it's still cool that you both really found your thing. They're almost like opposites, but it sounds like they helped you a lot through hard times. You know it. I love that Natsuki just owns it and Yuri is desperately, desperately trying to not be anything like Natsuki. This is poetic. Wow, what the heck? Is that book even bigger than the last one you were reading?
It's technically slightly longer, but not by very much.
How high do you think it would go if I stacked up the whole series? Natsuki estimates by holding her hand high above her head, sizing up an imaginary stack. See, look at this. Yuri is low-key shit-talking. Low-key shit-talking Natsuki for being, like, mega immature about her likes. And the whole time Natsuki isn't saying anything rude about what Yuri's into and is just absolutely jazzed by the fact that, like, how cool is this? You read mega long books. Do you think that if I stood on them, it would make me, like, even taller? She's just so wholesome. I sincerely don't believe that Natsuki has a single bad bone in her body. I don't believe Natsuki has a single bad bone in her body. I should get one of those mangas that's like 50 volumes long so that I can say I've read more than you. Not that I have the money for that. Please, that would hardly count when your books only have a few words per page. Okay, bitch. I have professionally translated manga, and I can tell you many of those pages have more than a few words per page. Okay? That is just a horrible misconception, and you are being woefully judgmental for making such a claim. You know what it is? You know what it is? Like, I think secretly Yuri actually really likes manga, but thinks for some reason that it's super low class, so she can't admit to liking it. She can't admit to liking it. So she just pretends that she doesn't because it's beneath her. But I think secretly, Yuri wishes she could admit that she likes it. I know, I was just joking. I could never actually read books like yours. It's too boring for me. See, I don't think Natsuki's actually trying to be rude. Natsuki is just aware that fantasy novels, not her thing. She's a visual person, you know? I relate to that. I like pictures. I'm a collector of art books and fine prints, you know? I get that. Yuri shoots a glare at Natsuki. It's not boring. Those are some real daggers Yuri is now looking at Natsuki with. Hey! Nice to have you in the chat, Zaitani. Good to see you. Doing side stories. Chill, I said for me, not for you. I can have my own opinion. I just think it's too convoluted. See, this is what I mean. Natsuki doesn't have a single mean bone in her body. She's not saying, I think it's boring and it sucks, like, objectively for everybody ever. She just knows it's not her thing and wants to stay in her lane. I respect it, you know. If anything, Yuri should appreciate that as someone who tends to split hairs over the finer details. Sayuri, are those from the floor? Sayuri was eating the cookies from the floor! Sayuri! Oh wow, hi! Thank you so much for the raid! Oh wow, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much! Thank you, thank you! It's good to have you here. I hope you enjoy side stories. Lovely to have you with me. I cannot believe that our girl Sayori has just been eating floor cookies. Thank you so much! I really appreciate it. Oh, this is so exciting. I've never had a raid before. Ah, thank you, thank you. Thank you for joining me. Quick intro, I'm EP Sheepy, Sheep Genius. But I am today doing more cute Doki Doki Literature Club side stories. And today it's all about Yuri and Monika, and so far we're very nearly into having argument territory. It's a good time. I hope that I hope that you're ready for me to like squee over Natsuki every 5 seconds though, because she's my fave. But Sayuri's been eating floor biscuits and I can't hate her for that. I can't hate her for that. Sayuri is a precious ray of sunshine and we need to protect her. Mostly because she needs to be protected from herself, lest she gets salmonella from eating floor cookies. Gross. Also, wash your hands before touching any of my books. Oh my god, the priorities. The priorities. Natsuki just straight up like, yeah, you fucking eat those floor biscuits, but don't you touch my fucking mango with your grubby fingers. Natsuki's got her priorities straight. But my hands aren't dirty. Just do it. The oils are there even if you can't see them. Natsuki said, bitch, I don't care. Wash your hands. Fine. Sayuri trots out the door, and Natsuki follows. I love the Natsuki-Sayuri dynamic. These two are precious. They are Tweedledum and Tweedledee incarnate, and it is wonderful watching them interact together. Sayuri trots out of the door and Natsuki follows. Yuri, you look a little upset. What kind of nerve does she have to call my hobby boring? Well, she did correct herself. Hardly. She was so condescending. I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her. I already understand that it's not for everyone. But she knows well how much these mean to me. So how about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the things you hate about it? Oh no! Oh no, Yuri has taken this far too personally. Yuri, please. It's not you. It's not about you. Don't you think? Is it just me? Is it just me? But I think Yuri cares about this hobby so much. You know? Which is, you know, obviously reading. But she's immediately got the impression that Natsuki doesn't like it, which is categorically not true, you know? I think that she's just kind of blinded by her own bias at this point and thinks that Natsuki is out to get her for literally no reason other than she thinks wrongly that Natsuki is not going to be a good friend for her. Which is not true. What kind of nerve do you have? She's such strong words. Such strong words from our dark horse princess. I'm sorry, Yuri. You may be right. This won't be like the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like. Especially in a literature club. So I should figure out how to mediate discussions to keep them positive and constructive. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books, and also your ability to get through them so quickly. You know, I admire that as well as someone who is a very slow reader. You know, when I was younger, I would get so mad when someone didn't like my interests. I think that's quite common. I think quite a lot of people feel that if someone doesn't like your interests, you mistake that for them looking down on you for your interests or thinking less of you for your interests. That's definitely not the case. But you know, that's something that comes with maturity as you grow up and you speak to people more and you realize that's not the case. But it's very easy to get tied up and not realize. So I think, you know, I think maybe Monika's got a point here. Like, it might be worth having a discussion and mediating about what we like and don't like about each other's hobbies. Thank you. Okay, well, this is something that I'll have to think about and revisit. I'm sure I can help Natsuki find some common ground with you. There's already common ground. There's already common ground. They both have a favorite obsession. Instant common ground. Just because they don't necessarily like or favorite each other's favorite obsessions, the fact that you have an obsession means that you can relate, you know? These girls are made for each other. Oh, absolutely, Kodo. Absolutely. As a member of the debate club, you'd think that it's it's basically second nature to her at this point, you know? Come on, Monica, play to your strengths. Play to your strengths. Common ground isn't necessary. I just wish to be respected. I appreciate that, Yuri, but common ground is necessary if you two are to get along. Respect requires a degree of common ground, even if it's just the common ground that you're both living and breathing human beings. That, then, either way, I'll do my best. Oh, ship wars. Oh no, that's keep that away from me. No disrespect to people that engage in it, but ship war communities are some of the most toxic people I've ever seen in my, like, Twitter feed. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Especially in the Final Fantasy VII fandom community. I am a big fan of Final Fantasy VII, and the amount of shit with people like, no, it's fucking like Cloud and Aerith. No, it's Cloud and Tifa. Like the backwards and forwards. Do you know what? Just cut Cloud out. Cut Cloud out. Let's just Aerith and Tifa. Have the girls hold hands and rock off into the sunset. You know? To be honest, Cloud can be kind of a dickhead, so yeah, I'll stay well away from that one. It's better for everybody's health to not get involved in ship wars. I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monika, but I'm skeptical. Oh, we've got a couple of beep boops in here. Be gone, bots. Nobody likes you. Have a nice day, also. Okay, everyone. We have a special club meeting today. As you know, the Literature Club is a place where we get to share things that we are really passionate about. But that also means that we should be mindful of how we respond to each other's feelings. I think we have a chance to turn our differences into positive energy for each other. Aren't you being a little dramatic about this? I mean, I kind of agree with Natsuki on this one. It's starting to sound like some kind of PSA. This is important to me. Well, sorry. I just feel like I'm being accused or something. I mean, I can understand why she feels that way, because this has literally only come about after she was involved in the discussion. Yeah, why can't we just be friends? No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm sorry if I came off that way. But our conversation yesterday made me reflect on the power of language, and I just thought it would be a good topic for the Literature Club. Don't you think? You know, it's funny because the power of language is something that I research extensively. And it's true, there is a lot of power in language, both written and spoken, and also language that's, you know, non-verbal, which is something that Yuri is going to be struggling with. So I do wonder if perhaps that factors in here. I'm sure we're going to have differences in opinion a lot, so I need to make sure we're prepared to keep a positive atmosphere in the club. If you say so. Sure. Wow, this feels really forced. Is it just me, Bleaties? This feels kind of forced and shoehorned in. Like Monika really is not making this feel comfortable. The cool thing about language is that it gives us a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. We have a lot of control over how we want the other person to feel when receiving our thought. Oh, you know, this really upsets me because not only is language my research topic, but so is reception of language. And Monica is kind of wrong about this because a lot of the way that we receive and interpret messages of any kind, of any meaning-making sign or system, is determined by our upbringing and our social settings and kind of the more micro level education that we've had growing up. So only a certain amount of that is actually true. But I guess if the assumption is that they're all from the exact same economic background and cultural system and whatever, then I guess so, but that's not going to be something that necessarily relates to Yuri, you know? Precisely because of her neurodivergence, this won't exactly be true. Anyway, I'm sorry, it sounds like I'm doing a well actually. I'm not trying to do a well actually, I'm sorry. This goes for poetry, narratives, casual conversation, basically anything. For example, Sayori, what's your favorite food? Ice cream! It's gotta be ice cream, right? Right. You have them organized by category, so should I start with snacks or do you mean like full meals? Should I include breakfast? Oh jeez. And therein, Sayuri has just perfectly illustrated the point I made a minute ago. About meaning-making signals being subjective to your personal, what are called schema or schemata, which is like the plans in your brain of how certain things line up. And, yeah, straight in there with, like, how much information do you want? Okay, how about your favorite fruit? There we go. More micro level, more granular. That's good. That's easy. Cherries. Really? I always thought cherries tasted nasty. What? Cherries are delicious. Oh, the less than more than face. Ah, Sayori is a precious button, and she should be adored. Whoa, that's a pretty strong reaction. Well, I just don't understand. Oh, somebody could think cherries are nasty. How does it make you feel? I don't know. Sad? Defensive, maybe? Well, yeah, I got defensive. See? The reason you had such a strong reaction wasn't because I don't like cherries. It's because you felt your opinion was under attack. But that's weird, right? Something like taste is completely subjective. Very true. But when I say something like, I think cherries taste nasty, I'm using objective language. Also true. I'm challenging Sayori's reality that cherries are delicious. Wait, hold on. Oh, Natsuki. Natsuki takes umbrage with this. How is that objective when you just said it was only your own opinion? She's got you there. She's got you there. You have already clarified that this is just an opinion. And if it's just an opinion, then the receiver should accept that. And even if somebody uses objective language, the fact that it has been prefaced with, this is just my opinion, should make it clear that it is a subjective opinion, even employing objective language. What has to do with the way our brains interpret the words? You're talking about the reality of the cherries, not your feelings about them. Yeah, I agree, Natsuki Yuri. I think that Natsuki and Yuri are not going to enjoy this conversation at all. This is going to start a fight. Definitely. 100,000%. Like, Sayori, let's rewind for a second and pretend I didn't tell you that I think cherries are nasty. Good. So, what if instead of that, I said, like, I've tried cherries and they're not for me. It's not the kind of flavor I enjoy. Well, that's fine. As long as you don't call them nasty. Nasty is a nasty word. Okay, so cherries was kind of a weird example, but I think it gets the point across. This time around, instead of talking about the cherries, I just talked about my feelings, and Sayori didn't get defensive. Okay, but hold on, right? Hold on. Monika. Monika did not do what she just said she was gonna do. Okay? She said that she used different language in order to make it clear that we were discussing her feelings. But the way that was received, by Sayori was, don't use the word nasty. She didn't say that she took umbrage with feelings on this one. She just objected to the use of one particular word. So if Monika had potentially used any other word to describe the cherries, Sayori might not have been so affected, right? Man, this is opening a whole can of worms. Monika has made a mistake by starting this, right? Monika has made a mistake. So, instead of clashing with each other, it's like we received an invitation to talk about our differences. I mean, yes, but this is not the debate club, and these girls are not about to debate with you about their opinions. Yuri, you don't need to take notes. I'm not gonna quiz you or something. I know that. I was just... Oh, why did you do that? Oh, Monika, putting Yuri on the spot for a second time. So first it was the romance books, and now it's attacking. The attack of note-taking. Attack of note-taking, that would have been a very different anime, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Can you imagine? A giant notebook scales the wall. School students and academics everywhere quaking in their boots. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you'd like. But does anyone have any thoughts so far? Yeah, I just feel like I shouldn't have to put all my language through a filter just to protect someone's feelings. You know what? Fucking based, Natsuki. Absolutely real. Absolutely real. Precious cotton candy, Cutie, Patootie, Natsuki being straight up. Cupcakes! Oh my god, Yahiro, where's my cupcake? Cupcakes where? I'm all excited now. I'm getting cupcakes. I look forward to it. I'm going to ignore the fact that you said apologies, because that means that maybe there are no cupcakes. I'm just going to keep living in delusional hope that a cupcake is going to manifest onto my lap right now. It gives me excitement. I have something to look forward to. Oh, cake. Well, you don't have to. The choice is yours on how you want to come across to other people. I mean, you say that, Monika, but you were literally just telling everyone they have to filter themselves. Like, pick one. Oh no, your hero, you can't... You can't manifest one? Oh no, well now I'm just gonna have to cry. I'm just gonna have to cry for the rest of the stream. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. No cupcake. No cupcake, no happy, you know. That's it. Waterworks on. Bah! Bah! I'm ugly crying about cupcakes. Bah! I'm sorry. It has to be this way. I'm only suggesting it as a tool to help turn your differences into a positive experience, rather than an argument. Like, I get what Monika is trying to do, and I appreciate that she just wants everyone to get along. But this is not it. You know? This is not it. Ugly crying? Let's all ugly cry together. You know? Let's all ugly cry together. Bah! 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 Ugly crying over cupcakes. It's become a standard. It's become a standard for the good eggs. Just a reminder, we are all good eggs here. You know? I am glad that everyone here is a part of the Good Egg Covenant. I appreciate you immensely. This is your routine reminder to be a good egg. Right, Sayori? Whatever you say, cherry hater. And therein lies the problem. Monika hoisted by her own petard. Hoisted by her own fucking petard. You have set a standard of cherry hating. And that's it, Sayori. Sayori has taken your example, is going to hold it against you for the rest of your days. It's petty, but this is energy I can absolutely get behind. This absolute two brain cell play from Sayori is me. It's me. Oh, you want an omelet? Oh, please don't burn your tongue. That would be terrible. Oh, my cuteness makes up. Oh, thank you. Oh, come on. Sayori, I actually like cherries. I was just saying that to help demonstrate. What the heck? I've been duped. I'm sorry, Sayori. I'll make it up to you later. How about a cherry sundae? Monika promoting bribery. Monika, bad egg. Bad egg Monika. You're welcome to dupe me anytime, my beloved president. What a mood. Oh my god, Yuri, yes, exactly! Buying your people's loyalty. How deplorable. She says that with a smile on her face, though, so I'm not convinced she actually means it. I'm not convinced she actually means it. Yeah, I don't think this is how Monika expected this to go. Oh, like you would turn down a free sundae, Yuri. Natsuki right on the money again. I wouldn't turn down a free sundae. Would you turn down a free sundae, Booties? Would you? I wouldn't. I wouldn't turn down a free sundae. You were certainly a fan of those cupcakes I bought in the other week. That was... I mean, I was reading and not keeping track of them. Oh, Yuri, it's okay just to admit that you like something that Natsuki does. It's okay to just like Natsuki. Please, please, Yuri and Natsuki, I beg. Be friends. Be lovers. Just Please, you should be together. Oh, that's enough. We're getting off topic. So, now that we have the gist of it, how about we try with something more relevant to the club? Like manga, right? Let's try to have a productive discussion about our differences in opinion. Okay. Okay, Monika. Monika, we have to talk about this, Monika. This is the second time now in the side stories you have specifically picked on Natsuki and on manga as a topic discussion. It is far too clear and far too apparent that you are biased against manga and Natsuki. Please make this stop. This is unfair. You know? I really hope it does get better. I really do. Let's try to have a productive discussion about our differences in opinion. Yuri, do you want to start?
Well, I'd rather not, no.
Oh, how come?
Well, because I don't see how anything productive can come from that. It's just going to start a fight.
She's right. She's right, Bleaties. It's just going to start a fight. No, it'll be fine. That's why I'm here to moderate. Remember, this is not the debating club, but she wants to moderate. Let's just have a calm and rational discussion. Yeah, give me a little more credit. Yep, here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Round 1, fight. I'm not a child. You don't have to coddle my feelings. I always think it's more respectable to just speak your mind. I agree with Natsuki. I think it's better just to speak your mind.
Respectable?
Yuri's expression changed at that word. Oh no, here it goes. As Monika recalls, being respected was the crux of the matter for Yuri. Well, the point of the exercise isn't exactly like...
It's fine. I have nothing against anyone personally. You're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you like. I just prefer more depth and nuance in my reading material. I look for stories that are imaginative and sophisticated beyond the surface level.
Oh, well, that's just a misunderstanding then. I thought you were gonna say that manga's for children or something. Like, I don't hear enough of that. I mean, this is the thing. The whole debate could have stopped right here. But you know, Bleaties, it's about to go super south, isn't it? Like, this is not gonna be good. But there's plenty of deep manga.
I'm not clueless about manga. I've read my own fair share when I was younger.
What? Are you serious? How come you never told me? Oh, Natsuki feels like... Natsuki feels like she's being avoided now because this was an opportunity. This was something for them to bond over, right? They both read manga. And now she's just being like outright rejected. This is heartbreaking.
Because I'm past that point in my life. And I really prefer not to revisit it.
Oh dear. Oh, that sounds bad.
I prefer more mature things now.
Excuse me? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, hold on. Can I jump in here? Let's try to keep things subjective. Because if you imply that manga is immature, then aren't you implying that someone is immature for being into it? Well, maybe it's immature to judge people for having different tastes than you. Natsuki, nobody's immature! Yes, Sayori to the rescue! Thank God this was about to descend into absolute carnage. Sayori has come to save the day, our wonderful ray of sunshine. Yes, girls, step in. I've read Natsuki's manga and Yuri's fantasy, and I love them both in their own way. Okay, okay. It's great that you like it, but I still find it boring. Boring isn't subjective. Okay, it bores me. That's subjective. But, I mean, the thing about... This is ridiculous. Do you see why I didn't want to participate in this? I knew it was just going to make people upset. Oh, you know, Yuri is right. Yuri is right. She knew it was going to upset people. This was obviously a terrible idea. Every single person except Monika could see this was a terrible idea. Because what do you know? This isn't the debate club. This isn't the debate club, BTs. I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care what other people think. But I always got the impression that you secretly looked down on me. So I'm glad my suspicions were confirmed. Oh no. No, Natsuki, no. No, no. Everyone's gonna start being angry and sad. I hate this. Come on, everyone, be friends, please. That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody ever has the least bit of respect for the things that I'm into. The only thing I look down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and trying to mind my own business. But Yuri, nobody has done that. Nobody has done that, Yuri. You see what you've done, Monika? You see what you've done? Fucking Monika, why couldn't you just butt out and let friendships bloom naturally? Why did you have to make this difficult for everybody involved? This was so unnecessary. Fuck you, Monika. What? Have you looked in a mirror? Tell me again about respect after calling all of my interests immature. You can't... Please stop. No, Sayori is crying. No, stop. You have to stop. You have upset the ray of sunshine. You've upset the ray of sunshine. You are all officially bad people. Get the fuck out. See yourselves out. Go look in a mirror. Talk to yourself. Do some affirmations. Wash your face. Wash your hands. Sort your lives out. How dare you? How dare you make Sayori cry? The fucking disrespect. Please? You don't mean the things you're saying right now. Please, let's just be friends. Well, now they all feel like fucking terrible people. Good job, Monika. Is this what you wanted? Was this what you wanted? I didn't mean for this to happen. No, but this is not the debate club, Monika. Well, it did. Well said, Yuri. Absolutely spot on. So please don't invite yourself to try and solve other people's problems next time. Okay? You know what? Yuri's right. Yuri's right. Like, Monika is trying to help and be thoughtful, but this was not it. This was not it. It's homophobia, Monika! Oh my god, you're right, you know. Monika just desperately trying to, like, screw with the lesbians. Like, stop it. Just let them be. Yuri's piercing words send the clubroom into a choked silence as she gathers her things. She leaves. Yuri. Oh no, now everyone's sad and angry. This is awful. Holy crap. I've never heard her sound like that before. She must be so pissed. You know though, Bleeties, look at this. Despite this disagreement, Natsuki is not storming off or even taking it particularly personally. She's just, like, acknowledging the situation. I know I've said this in previous streams, I'm just going to repeat it once again because it bears repeating. Natsuki actually based. Incredibly based and mature, you know? She doesn't hold grudges. She doesn't dislike people for their takes. She just accepts that people be like that though, you know? Base Natsuki. Well, you weren't very nice either, so I was just saying. How did this happen? It's my fault. Yuri wasn't wrong. I should have tried to moderate a conflict. I shouldn't have tried to moderate a conflict when I know how bad I am at dealing with conflict. It was a really stupid thing for me to do. You know, I appreciate Monika taking ownership of that situation. But she really should have realized, considering that she has, like, at least twice as many brain cells as me, right? She has at least twice as many brain cells as me. She should have realized that was a terrible, terrible idea. Right? Everyone in the club is a nice person. Nobody would have expected this. But I guess we're sensitive about the things we really love. Sayori's right, and also that just goes for people in general. Yeah, I really struggle to see how Monika and Yuri, like, are friends, ever, when things like this happen, because they are such conflicting entities in so many ways. Man, how is this going to even work out? Honestly, she kind of brought it on herself. Like I said, I don't care if you're not into manga, but if you actually look down on other people for it, that's kind of the point I was trying to make in the first place. It's not about sugarcoating things. It's about just recognizing and understanding our differences. Okay, but here's the thing about that. Oh my god, are you ready, Bleeties? Are you ready for this? Natsuki about to lay down a slam dunk and a mic drop on Monika. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Yuri actually looks down on me. It has nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. So I see what you're trying to do, but I really think the problem here is her. Not just, like, the way we talk to each other, right? I mean... Natsuki, absolutely correct. Correct. It's got nothing to do with word choice or misrepresented intent. Yuri straight up. Oh, wow, hiccup. Pardon me. Yuri straight up looks down on Natsuki for her tastes. And that is all there is to it, you know. And this is something that Monika is not getting. Monika thinks that this is all about misunderstandings caused by word choice, but it's not. And therein lies the problem. Natsuki is absolutely right when she says that this is a Yuri problem. Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you're giving her credit for. I'm sure she'll be reflecting on this. I actually think everyone should. It'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Monika, maybe you just shouldn't figure anything out. You know, Monika, you know how great your figuring things out and involvement has been, Monika? You know, Monika, how you keep fucking causing arguments and dissent? Maybe just fuck off. Maybe just don't. I'm just setting myself up to cause more problems. Yes, that's absolutely right. Stop. This wasn't your fault, Monika. You don't have to beat yourself up over it. If you ask me, it's good that the truth finally came out. Because I can just move on now. But it's fine. I promise. Let's just get our minds off this, okay? In fact, it's a good opportunity to read some manga without having to worry about feeding Yuri's superiority complex. And again, Natsuki being based and mature about this, like, okay, cool, the truth is out in the open. Let's just fucking move on, because I want to get on with my life and enjoy my manga. Natsuki supremacy at work. Honestly. Don't be mean. I'll talk or read manga or whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friends, okay? Sorry. I mean, I don't think Natsuki was being mean, because it's absolutely true. Yuri does have a superiority complex, and that is something that needs to be addressed. I'm just bitter. Everything will be okay. I mean, I don't have the answers, but at least I know that we're all good people and don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience. Yes, especially for you, Monika. It will be Monika learns to keep the fuck out of other people's business, I hope. Oh my god, you're absolutely right, Natsuki Yuri. The next side story needs to hurry up. I can't deal with this hate. Monika says that, but her uneasiness is giving away how much she has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. This was bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri have always engaged with each other the least out of anyone, and this is the reason. As Sayori and Natsuki proceed to distract themselves with manga, Monika sighs to herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. The club really have to just come to terms with the fact that some members are incompatible with each other. I mean, to be honest, the mature thing as an adult, eventually, one day, I know they're only just adults in game, but the fact is, you have to learn to live and let live. Some people just don't have compatible personalities, you know, and you have to accept that and be civil and move on. You know, I mean, obviously there are exceptions to that rule. If someone is like drowning kittens and kicking puppies, sure, we need to do something about that, but yeah, this is something Monika needs to realize. She cannot force people to get along. It will happen or it won't. Monika desperately doesn't want to admit that, and she knows Sayori doesn't either. But for once, a solution doesn't seem to be in sight. Oh, we're on to part 2, and I'm not even gonna pause. We need to get to the end of this side story, because all of the hate and anger between Yuri and Natsuki, you know, it's absolutely killing me. And yeah, this is supposed to be Yuri and Monika's story, and I've got to be honest, I agree with you. I agree with you, Bleeties. This doesn't feel like it has much to do with Yuri and Monika at all, as much as it has to do. It's almost like an extension of the story that's coming next. Like, we're doing all the groundwork here because Monika and Yuri don't really have a story to tell. Their dynamic is just, we mutually tolerate each other. And that is it. That's the whole story. Monika says something, Yuri tells her to back the fuck off, Monika backs off. End. Right? That's their relationship. So, I don't know. I guess I'm looking forward to ending this so that we can start the next one tomorrow. A new day arrives. Sayori arrives at the club room earlier than usual. That is, not late. As she enters, it appears to be empty still. So she sits down at a desk and pulls out a sheet of paper primed to jot down her thoughts. Sayori has made a habit of scribbling her thoughts and feelings onto paper whenever possible, as it tends to serve as her best inspiration for poetry. My heart feels vacant because the ship sailed away. Yo! I mean, Dumb and Dumber at it again. I love these two. Their dynamic is just comedy gold. Natsuki! Natsuki pokes her head out from behind the closet door. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. But it would have been a lot more awkward if I didn't say anything. I doubt you want me listening in on your poetry thing. That is very respectful of Natsuki to say that and to just come out and be like, you know, I'm here. What's that? Sayori is a Natsuki shipper canon. You're absolutely right. Natsuki Yuri shipper Sayori is on board. She is on board the ship. Let's go. Yeah. Thanks for realizing that. Should I let you finish that up then? Oh, no, it wasn't. I mean, I just do it whenever it's convenient. You're not interrupting. Where's Monika, by the way? Oh, she's out in the hallway. Huh? Why? Well, just in case she runs into Yuri. Sometimes Yuri is too nervous to come into the club room by herself, so... Oh. Jeez. Does Yuri really let things bother her for that long? I mean, I guess that's another difference between these two. Yuri's anxiety really holds her back. You know, she lets things like nag away a lot for way longer than is reasonable. You know, it's normal to get butterflies about things the first couple of times, but that's something that doesn't apply to Yuri. Yuri tends to let it take over. So Natsuki is someone who doesn't tend to hold on to things. She's like, oh wow, we're cool, good, let's move on. You know? Natsuki is a very straightforward, doesn't hold grudges, doesn't cling to unnecessary phobia kind of an individual. She can't control her feelings. For some people, it's really hard to cope when you get a bad thought in your head. Coming from someone who can't cope when she gets a bad thought in her head. Maybe you can distract yourself for a little while, but as soon as it's just you and your thoughts again, it comes back. Ugh. I just want us to have a normal club meeting. It's a lot easier to pretend like it never happened if we all just ignore it and move on. I mean, she's not wrong. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, BTs. She's like, well, Yuri doesn't like me. Let's just move on. You know, like, why linger? Why linger on something that she doesn't necessarily have any control over? The fact is, people can dislike each other at first, and that can change over time, you know? All you need is time. You can't just keep trying to force it. I don't want to be bothered by this. It's so stupid. Her opinion of me doesn't matter anyway. I mean, you say that, Natsuki. And it's really grown up of you to say that her opinion doesn't matter, but I mean, your face is telling me that it kind of does matter. I'm not sure that you're as committed to that statement as you think. Besides, it makes me feel really guilty, and I hate that too. Ah. There's the real reason. It's okay to have feelings. It doesn't make you weak. Let's figure this out together. Fine. Sayori to the rescue again! Every time. It's always Sayori. Sayori has to save everyone. Like, she's the glue. You know? Peacekeeper Sayori. Only because you're good at this stuff. Let's try to come up with a happy scene. Maybe that'll help us where your bad feelings are coming from. Well, I was happy the way things were before we had to have that conversation yesterday. What part of the conversation made you upset? Was it Yuri being mean about the manga? Maybe. I doubt it though. Because my friends and other people make fun of manga all the time, but I just brush it off and ignore them. Truly the words of someone with Stockholm Syndrome. My friends make fun of me all the time. Your friends should not be making fun of you all the time. Natsuki confirmed for Stockholm Syndrome. But something about it really got to me this time. And I hate that I'm letting that happen. Is it because it came from Yuri? No, why would that matter? Okay, that reaction says yes, it's absolutely because it came from Yuri. Because secretly, you two kind of like each other from a distance. But you know, Natsuki is tsundere. She can't let her know that she kind of likes her. Silly girl. I don't like you. Dumb bitch. Why would I like you? I mean, it's not like you're smart and beautiful and tall and big-busted or anything. I mean, well, maybe. I hate that she thinks she's so much better than me just because she likes to pretend to be all sophisticated. Yeah, that's what it is. At least other people decide that they don't like me. Or manga, or whatever. But Yuri acts like she's too good to even give it a chance. I'm sorry. Everyone deserves a chance. Yeah, exactly. Would you give Yuri's books a chance? Ha! After this? Obviously not. What about before this? Well, I wouldn't until I got bored, which wouldn't take very long. I mean, yeah, I feel like there is a need here for them both to just talk to each other. This kind of feels like the underlying theme, doesn't it? Doesn't it, Bleaties? The underlying theme of every single one of the side stories is just people need to fucking communicate. Talk to each other. Talk to each other. And then everything will be okay. You know? And yeah, exactly, Natsuki Yuri. Exactly. Yuri has given it a chance. She's read manga before when she was, when she was in middle school. So it's not as if she's a stranger to it. And Natsuki here, saying that she'd give it a try, but she also knows it's probably not her thing because she doesn't really like to read things that are too intense. So she would until she got bored of it. Who's going to be the bigger person? Oh, that's a good question. Good question, Bleaties. Who is going to be the bigger person? I mean, I kind of got my money on Natsuki, but I am biased, obviously. I guess we'll see. But if you actually keep an open mind, then it's not hard to realize a story can be deep and meaningful without being needlessly complicated. I see. But I like Yuri's books. Yeah, but you like manga more, right? Sayori shakes her head. I like them both. I like them in different ways, but I like them both. I mean, the manga, it's really honest and fun and easy to let go with. And the fantasy has a lot to interpret and uncover. And it's really rewarding to have some good quiet time together with it. But the most important thing is that both the manga and the fantasy are true to themselves. So, I love them both. Oh, Sayori. Sayori is the poster girl, isn't she really? She's the poster girl for this game. Sayori is the ultimate moral of the story, and the moral of the story is be open-minded. Be open-minded. And I think there's room for both of them to be in the same club together. I just feel like maybe they have more in common than you would think. How do you get along with everyone so well? I always get into fights with people. Like, first it was with Monika when I was new to the club. And then it was you. And now it's Yuri. And I'm always like, oh, that person is being such a jerk. And if they just realize that, then we could get along. But nobody else has this problem. I just keep running away from the reality that everybody's just a jerk to me because nobody likes me. No! No, no, no. That's not it. Natsuki, no. No, nobody hates you. Again, we've seen this like in the base game. She has this idea in the back of her mind. She really thinks everybody hates her, and to be fair, it's probably because of her home life, you know? She's probably got her dad constantly telling her she's worthless and awful and nobody likes her, and then her friends, in air quotes, who are just assholes. And really, she shouldn't be calling them friends. They're horrible people that just pick on her, you know? Yeah, we like you, Natsuki. We love you. Natsuki Nation. I love you, Natsuki. And I just don't know why. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I hate it. Natsuki. Sayori puts a comforting hand on Natsuki's shoulder. Oh, that's really cute. You made a Natsuki paper craft. Oh, that's adorable. That is adorable. Man, maybe I should get into papercraft. You're a wonderful person. You deserve to be loved as much as everyone else. Everyone has different ways they like to communicate, you know? And sometimes that makes it harder for us to understand each other. I think that sometimes we get lucky and we make friends who are really good at the same kinds of communication. And it feels like you just magically connect with them. But other times, even if both people are really nice, it's easy for them to misunderstand each other or to get the communication wrong. Oh, what's that, Coder? When you heard the term ultimate moral drifted to a very different visual novel. Dare I ask which visual novel? You know, I'm a bit curious now. It's something that Yuri struggles with a lot too. It can be really hard. It takes a lot of like reflection and self-awareness and vulnerability. I'm bad at that one. Vulnerability. I always have to be the strongest. Yeah, well, of course you have to be the strongest. You have to be the strongest because you can't talk about how awful home life is. Oh, Natsuki. Natsuki is God's strongest warrior being given the toughest challenges. Ooh, Ddlc. I'll look after you. I'll make you feel better. I'll love you. Oh, I'm so sorry. What do you mean? Tell me about that part of you. Well, it sounds stupid, but I'm really used to people being mean to me. Like my friends, and I guess my dad. Like when I don't get good grades, or even stupid things like if my room isn't clean.
Oh no, we're getting the deep Natsuki emotional lore. If I could, I would emotional damage, but I cannot. So instead, I'm just gonna forewarn you. Emotional damage.
So, what am I gonna do? Cry about it? If I let myself get upset, then it's just letting them win. I'm better than that. Ddlc! Oh yeah, of course, Coder. Of course. I should have known that. I've played and completed Danganronpa. Yeah, the ultimate moral compass. No man, I totally forgot about that. Well remembered. Holy shit. I will be playing Danganronpa 2 on stream. When we're done with the side stories, by the way. I don't think there's any point me replaying the first game when it's all still so fresh in my mind. I want my responses and my reactions to be real, you know. It's not fun if I'm just like playing stuff up. I can't ham it up for no good reason. I'm better than all of them. Oh, Natsuki! She truly is God's strongest warrior. Oh, I love her. So, things always have to be everyone else's fault. It feels like if something goes wrong and there's even a tiny hint that it might be my fault, then I just get really angry and find ways to blame everything else instead. Do you see yourself as better than Yuri? If I said that, then I just sound really full of myself. No, our thoughts and feelings are two totally different things. Have I just done the story? Oh, do you know, I only did the story. I ended up not doing the report card stuff. Um, not not for any reason other than I didn't really have time. My free time is extremely limited. So I was like, well, I've done the core story pretty completely. I got two different endings because I wanted to please myself with seeing like what the possible outcomes were, although I had a really I kind of hate myself. I kind of guessed from the very beginning one of the biggest twists. As with every game I play completely blind. Whenever I play a game for the first time, I play it completely blind. I go in, I don't want to know anything about it, I don't look anything up. But I just so happen to manage to call one of the biggest twists. Entirely incidentally, I was kind of half joking, and then when it actually happened, I was kind of pissed off at myself for having got it right. um, do you know what I mean? Have you guys like bleaties? Have you ever just like been playing a game and been like, oh man, I bet this is gonna be the twist, isn't it? They're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, and you're hoping, you're praying, you're hoping you're wrong, right? You don't want it to be that, and then it is, and you're just like, fucking hell, I spoiled the end for myself. Yeah, I did. Um, and also the swap, shall we say. I figured out the swap. I figured straight away that something was wrong with that particular character. I don't know if everybody in chat has played the game and knows, but if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Um,
I was very sus of her straight away. Oh no, I gave out the gender. I was sus of them straight away. And yeah. So I was kind of mad. I was kind of mad at myself when I got to the end and was like, no, I was right. Oh, do you know what? I respect that. It's the OG Danganronpa really good. I'm very much looking forward to playing like D2, so I really hope you'll join me on that ride. Very excited for that coming up. And I do plan on playing all of the games in a row, one after another. I wanna do the full story like I'm doing with the Rusty Lake Chronicles, as it were. I want to go through them all and have the timeline together. Very hype for more Danganronpa. Hopefully for Danganronpa 2 though, I will not accidentally spoil myself in some fantastically ridiculous way. I still can't believe I did that to myself. The thing is though, I'm a hardcore theory crafter. I'm one of those people that will just sit and be like, oh, but what about this? But what about that? I can't, my mind cannot rest. My mind cannot rest. I get really carried away with trying to figure out how all the dots join together. You know, I'm just a bad gamer, right? I can't just let things lie. I can't just let the game happen to me, especially when it's a mystery or a puzzle. I will just sit and overdeep it. I will overdeep it, and therein lies my mistake. Even if we don't like our feelings, we have to understand them if we're to learn more about ourselves. Oh yeah, no, that oh, Natsuki, yeah, no, that was emotional. Again, serious emotional damage. That was not, yeah. It's okay. I got you. I got you. That's part of vulnerability, you know? Accepting that we have feelings that we don't like. Yeah. I hate that. My feelings make me a bad person. Because my feelings just want to tell me that I'm so much better than her. Hey, Tori! Good to see you. Welcome back. I hope you're having a lovely day. We are having a not so lovely time with this story. Everybody hates each other. Like, what the fuck? DR1, DR2, another episode. DR0, DR3. Awesome. I am making a note of that, Coda. Because as I say, I deliberately don't look up anything about the games, because if you look up things before you play them, you end up blundering into spoilers completely unintentionally. So I was not aware of the order that they're expected to roll out in. So I'll make a note of that. Very useful information. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Confirmed good egg coder in the chat. Thank you. Just that she's a judgmental know-it-all who's stuck in her edgy phase, and I'm just way above that garbage. Again, Natsuki being based and mature. But I'm terrible for feeling that way. Honestly, I am so proud of Natsuki for being so fucking mature. She is so fucking mature. Like, she knows her feelings. She knows that feeling that way doesn't feel good. But it is a part of who she is, you know? Oh, 3 and V3 not the same. Good to know. You got spoiled on the end of Nana! I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry to hear that. That's not cool. That's not cool. You're not terrible. You are not your feelings. You are not your feelings. And you can trust her on this, Natsuki, because Sayuri knows all about not being her feelings. Say that to yourself. Out loud. Fine. I am not my feelings. the way that I like to picture it is that those feelings are like your roommate. You live in the same house and you got to see each other every day. And even if you can ignore each other most of the time, you're going to run into each other every now and then. And it's going to make you feel like poop. So, the other option is to get to know each other. Okay, as someone who has lived in a shared house, I'm sure many of you have had like roommates or whatever at some point. Word of advice, especially if you're a university level individual and you are considering going to university, or you're at a point where you're thinking about like living in your own digs or whatever, do not, okay, I'm gonna get really close to my camera. Do not ever, 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 ever live with your classmates. Do not live with classmates. It's a terrible idea. Living with classmates, terrible idea, right? You will end up not being friends anymore. Do not live with friends. You are absolutely right, no money. Serious emotional damage. Do not room or housemate with classmates at university. Worst thing you can do. Great way to end friendships, ruin relationships. Just don't do it. Oh, Natsuki, Yuri, no! You thought it was a cute anime about cute girls. Oh boy, I am sorry. There are, isn't it lovely? We've got such a wonderful new assortment. We've got a great assortment of good eggs. Hello, good eggs. You're all good eggs. Welcome to the Good Egg Covenant. If you wish to leave this covenant, you must find your local cat and speak with her. You can communicate and learn from each other, and maybe even help each other change for the better. Does that help you understand? Oh, the cogs are turning. How do you know so much about this stuff? Oh, we're getting to the root of it now. Natsuki desperately poking holes in Sayuri's jolly facade. Cookies acquired? Damn it. Where's my cookies? Where are my cookies? Come on, Bleeties. Where are the cookies at? Where's my cookies? I still haven't managed to manifest that cupcake either. I'm trying really hard. I really want that cupcake. I just have a roommate that can be really hard to get along with. Called depression. Oh, Sayuri being very upfront now. Before this was very concealed until the last kind of moment, I guess, in the base game, because MC is an oblivious prick. And I sincerely don't miss the presence of MC. Depression? But you're like the happiest person I know. I am not my feelings. There's a lot to learn from that. There's a lot to learn from that, because she's right. Your feelings are not necessarily everything, especially when you have feelings that are dysfunctional and like to lie to you, you know? She's right. I want to be a good person like you. Natsuki, don't cry! No! No, my precious, don't cry! Oh, you little sweetheart. We're all good people. She's right, you're all good people! You and Yuri and Monika. And I think Yuri will eventually learn that about you. Oh, Natsuki. Natsuki, please don't be sad, please don't cry. You're all good people. You're all good eggs. I promise. I promise you're such good eggs. Please don't cry. Despite Sayori's kind reassurance, a complicated mixture of pain and sadness seems to fill her, as though flowing
from a wound inside her. Was it a result of her vulnerability? No, it wasn't as though she was inflicted a wound after becoming vulnerable. It was as though she began to rediscover an old wound, one that cannot simply be bandaged and left alone any longer. Natsuki! Natsuki! Well, this took such an emotional turn. Yuri? What are you doing all the way down here? I was looking for you.
Please don't yell at me.
Oh, Yuri, why would we yell at you? What? Yuri! Oh, I'm not going to yell at you. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. It was unfair of me to put everyone on the spot like that. Next time, I won't just try and jump in to solve everyone's problems. I guess it's a bad habit of mine. I mean, it's a bad habit that, like, nearly kills us in the base game, but pop off, queen.
You're not mad at me?
I thought you were the one mad at me.
I was so awful yesterday.
Yuri curls up, recalling the details of the argument.
I can't even have a normal conversation without saying something wrong and making everyone upset.
Hold on. That's not what happened at all. It's really not what happened, Yuri. Yuri, please. Let's talk about this, okay? Monika, should we... Monika, did we not just apologize about, like, getting involved in people's business? What is this? Please, don't do this again. Yuri pauses for a second, then manages a nod. Monika takes a seat next to her on the staircase.
I'm having a lot of negative thought patterns, and I can't get away from them.
What kind of negative thought patterns?
Like everyone hates me.
Wow, you and Natsuki both. You guys should just be best friends already, because both of you are wrong.
Especially Natsuki.
No! No, Natsuki loves you! Hurry up and get married. Oh my god. You two just need to talk. This is insane. Oh, that's terrible. I don't think Natsuki hates you.
How do you know?
Well, because Monika thinks back to the time that she herself found herself in an altercation with Natsuki, and how a display of maturity from Monika was enough for Natsuki to reevaluate her own feelings as well. I think Natsuki is just naturally defensive. I think she acts mean when she feels the need to protect herself. But you know, she's really not a bad person. In fact, I think she can be really thoughtful and considerate. She can, but please, can we not just get Yuri and Natsuki to talk to each other nicely? Like, instead of throwing shade on Natsuki to make Monika feel better about the situation. Like, stop. She just... Well, I guess the way it works is that she wants to receive some degree of kindness first before she feels comfortable returning it. I mean, to be fair, if you were routinely treated like shit by friends and family alike, I think you'd look for a sign that someone was going to be good to you before you're good to them first. Totally understandable. Yeah, do you know, Bleaties, I am also not really getting this. This is not quite where it should be, you know?
Oh, but that means the burden is on me. And I don't know how to say things that make people like me. Every time I open my mouth, I just...
Yuri shakes her head at herself and tugs on her hair. Oh, is she feeling insecure? It's okay, Yuri. You don't need to beat yourself up. I think anyone would like you if they had the chance to get to know you.
Well, unfortunately, the opposite is true. That's why I'm not talkative anymore in the first place. Because everyone used to think I was weird and talk about me behind my back. That's just because that's what happens when I draw attention to myself. Natsuki even said she found it more respectable when people speak their mind. So I did, and then she hated me anyway.
Oh, oh no.
That was enough to confirm my fears.
So Yuri is seeing this from a very join the dots logical standpoint, which is very sweet, but also wrong. Those were big cookies and the milk cup wasn't big enough. You are kidding. Oh my god, chat. Bleaties, you will not believe what just happened. Fucking cupcakes just manifested. Cupcakes have manifested, guys. I have cupcakes. Fucking celebrate. Cupcakes for everyone. Cupcakes have manifested. I am so unbelievably happy right now. Holy shit. And they look good as well. They look really good. My many thanks to the Bleaty flock for these fucking cupcakes. What an incredible gift. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh my god. Best Sunday stream ever. The cupcakes were made manifest. Yeah, this is... Wow, that improved what has been an incredibly depressing story so far, has it not, Bleaties? Good grief. Thank you. Thank you to all the good eggs who contributed to these cupcakes. I love you all. You are wonderful cupcake bringers. Yuri doesn't seem to have a response. Oh dear, she's thinking. Hey, what do you think of Natsuki?
I don't think about her.
Oh, you liar! You liar! That face! You don't think about her? That's not what you were asked. You were asked, what do you think about her? Not if you think about her. This wordplay. Guys, she definitely thinks about her. These two. She thinks she's cute. She thinks she's cute. Oh, she's got a crush. Oh, it begins. See, I told you. I told you. These two are so meant to be. She called herself out. That's not what I meant, really. I just... I was wondering if you had an opinion of her.
My opinion is that Natsuki is a cutie patootie, and I love her. I do.
What is it?
Natsuki seems to bring out the worst in me, and I feel really ashamed of it. I like to think of myself as a fairly sophisticated person, so for someone to just treat me like I'm inferior, despite my tastes.
Okay, Yuri, the mistake Yuri is making here is that she's assuming her tastes reflect on her, social standing. This is a mistake. This is a mistake to make. Okay? Bigger mistake to make her.
Because the fact is your social standing has very little to do with your personal tastes. And there are plenty of people, especially in the British government, by the way, who have some deplorable tastes, but have ridiculously high social standing. So, you know, these two things, absolute false correlation. False correlation, big L from Yuri on this one.
That's just the worst kind of insult coming from someone like her.
What do you mean, someone like her, Yuri?
What do you mean, someone like her?
And it makes me think bad things about her.
Bad things? Oh, do we mean bad things? Or, bad things? You know? Huh? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
But everyone else seems to like her, so the only explanation is that it's me who's doing something wrong again.
Yes, you're not confessing your feelings. You think that she's cute, you have a crush. You need to tell her that.
And my feelings about her are wrong. And I'm wrong to get upset over something so childish and inconsequential.
No, Yuri. Feelings are never wrong. Hold on. Hold on. Stop. Cease. Hold on right now. Stop. Okay. Bleaties, we have two conflicting messages here. Sayuri, not a moment ago, just saying, you are not your feelings. You are not your feelings. Monika, direct contradiction right here. Feelings are never wrong. Yes, they are. Feelings can be very, very, very wrong. Feelings can be entirely wrong. You know? Especially when you're neurodivergent or you have, you know, issues such as depression that can cause your feelings and thoughts to trigger inappropriately. So, Monika, shut the fuck up. Until you are an MED, I have no interest in your opinions on this. Yuri, correct.
Well, they're not right.
That's the thing. Feelings are never right or wrong, you know? Okay, but Monika, you literally just said feelings are never wrong! Monika! Fucking Midika, bitch! Make up your fucking mind. You're just feeding Yuri bullshit now. Stop. Talk about things you know about. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Fuck off. You know, I really want to... Monika redeems herself in so many ways in other stories, but in this story she's been nothing but an absolute fucking pain in the ass. Right? It's not just me, is it? Am I being wrong? Am I being unfair? Am I being unduly unfair? Because I don't want to be overly, you know, I don't want to be the judgmental bitch. And she has said some good things and done some good things, but in this story, she just keeps putting her foot in her mouth, one step after the next, and it's very frustrating. Yeah, I thought we were done getting mixed up in other people's business, and I thought we were done talking about things as if we know what we're talking about when we don't. Like, Monika very much out of her lane on this one. They're just a state of being that we don't always have control over. But that doesn't mean they have to control us. Which is in direct contrast to what you said only a few lines ago. Monika, please. I feel like that's something I learned around when I first started the club. We can hate ourselves for feeling a certain way about things. Or we can, you know, just acknowledge that they exist, or try to understand them better. I could never be mad at you for just feeling a certain way. It's about how you handle them. And I think working through feelings is a great opportunity for teamwork. I mean, that's what she said just then. Reasonable. Absolutely reasonable. But also, why did she start off by talking total contradictory nonsense? Oh, Monika. Honestly, Yahiro, what a mood. What a mood. Oh, we've got more beep boops in here. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Get gone, bot. Get gone. We don't like you. We don't appreciate. Have a lovely day, but we don't want you here. Thank you. Yuri wears a dejected expression.
You make it sound so easy. You're so mature.
Oh no, she's not so mature. Like, for real. Yuri appreciating Monika sounding mature, though.
And so good with people. I feel like such a child in comparison.
Oh, Yuri, I'm far from perfect. Although you do pose as perfect. But these are learned skills, and they didn't come naturally to me either. It's really hard to, like, reflect on yourself and separate your feelings from your thoughts. She is right in that. She is right in that, Bleaties. But, ugh. Oh, Yuri, you are a good person. You are a good person.
I just want to be a good person.
Well, I think it takes a good person to get this far.
That's not good enough. I want to be able to communicate it to her.
Communicate what?
How I feel.
Yes! Yes, Yuri! Communicate to her how you feel! Yes, that's what we want! Give us what we want, Yuri. Tell Natsuki that you think she's a cutie patootie and you love her!
How it makes me feel frustrated and upset when she's so negative and dismissive of the things that mean so much to me. And how it reminds me of me.
Yeah! Do you know, Bleaties, they do say that the things that we like least in others are the things that we suppress and like least in ourselves, you know. We are more likely to notice and acknowledge those traits in other people because they're things that we do that we hate, right? And it's actually incredibly mature and insightful of Yuri to have clocked that. I'm so glad that Yuri is acknowledging that she wants to engage with Natsuki, you know. Yeah, absolutely, Natsuki Yuri. All the side stories have made it quite clear at times that Yuri and Natsuki are very similar in an awful lot of ways, and that they are just absolutely meant to be. All aboard the Natsuri's ship. Ahoy, sailors!
Because I know what it's like to feel misunderstood and angry at everyone. I know that telling yourself you're better than everyone else is just a defense mechanism. We are just people. We are fragile and unstable. But I'm just tired of that getting in the way. I can't stand it when the peace is disturbed like this.
Oh, Yuri. Yuri and Natsuki both want the same thing. They both want the same thing. I just... Oh, we've got dinosaur-shaped nuggies. That's the best. I love that. I love that. Oh, Yuri. We need to get these two together. Yeah, you can't focus too much on your reading when the piece is disturbed, right?
Because
Oh, Yuri, say it, say it, say it. Yes! She said the thing! She said the thing!
The literature club should be happy for everyone.
Monika looks at Yuri in adoration. As do we all. As do we all. I feel like Sayori must be rubbing off on me. 'Cause I really want to hug you right now. Hugs! Hugs! Hugs all round! Hugs for all the bleaties! Hugs for every good egg! Hugs for everybody! We're all about the hugs here. Let's do hugs. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
No, I mean, well, if you wanted to, then I wouldn't really mind, so.
Monika pulls Yuri into a short embrace. Oh, that's wholesome. Okay, Monika has somewhat redeemed herself. She's somewhat redeemed herself. I'll give her a pass. She's been an absolute ass so far. So I'm glad to see something more positive from her. You're so gentle. And I love when you communicate your feelings. Goodness. Gosh, bleaties. Bleaties, is it just me? But that almost sounds a bit like a confession. Whew. Whew. I'm getting a little bit flustered. I feel lucky to get to see that side of you. And I'm sure Natsuki will too. Yes, because Natsuki and Yuri should be together. Time for a cold shower.
I'm going to write her a letter.
Oh, a letter? What a great idea.
Just because I'm not good at talking, especially under pressure. I always let my feelings get the best of me, and I forget to say all the important things, and I say things I don't mean.
Well, I think a letter would be wonderful. Such a nice way to communicate. Hey! Love letter! Love letter time! Oh my god. Oh! So can somebody tell me, like, this is meant to be Yuri and Monika's story, but it's still just feeling like the beginning of Natsuki and Yuri's romance. Like, yeah? Just me? A 20-word letter! A 20-word letter with words randomly pulled out of the dictionary with a minimum of 3 syllables to prove that they are sophisticated and high effort. Am I right, bleaties? That's how we do good poems and written texts in this game. That's how we do. Yuri's face hardens with determination.
People don't naturally gravitate towards me like they do for you and Sayori. My personality just isn't suited for that. And I wouldn't want it to be. But something I've learned is that friendships don't always just magically appear out of thin air.
Very mature. Very, very true and real, Yuri. Based Yuri statement. Commit that one. Friendships don't always just magically appear. It requires effort. A friendship is a two-way street.
For instance, I never would have seen myself making friends with someone like Sayori. We are opposite in a lot of ways. But I'm friends with her because she put so much effort into understanding me so that we can get along. I think it was the same with you. You both gave me a lot of time and patience. And I wonder if she feels the same way.
Oh, goodness me. Goodness me, this has all become very emotionally charged. I am sure she does feel the same way. Don't we think so, BTs? Don't we think so? Oh my gosh, Antori, you're absolutely right. Base Ddlc made me the poet I am today. It made me the poet I am today. And for that, I'm eternally grateful, because it's definitely an improvement on the poet that I was. I definitely need to, I need to do a string together all of my poems in one video, and keep it for posterity. Natsuki? Yuri nods. I always thought that if I wanted to make more friends, I had to be somebody that I'm not. That there's a type of person or a magical formula I have to follow in order to make someone like me. And that's just like me to think that. I'm always so occupied with myself that I fail to understand other people. I think it's very easy to get caught up in assessing your own shortcomings and being preoccupied with you and not realizing that perhaps not everybody feels or sees you in the same way, you know? Other people are other people, you know? As stupid as that statement sounds, they are not you. They're not necessarily going to think the way you do. And I'm glad that Yuri is, like, out loud acknowledging that. Because she knows that, you know, deep down, obviously. She's not stupid. But sometimes you have to say something out loud to actually realize, you know, to register. Yuri shakes her head. Friendship happens when you think about the other person. That is a wholesome statement, Bleaties. A wholesome statement that I want you to pin to your bathroom walls. Friendship happens when you think about another person. But I would also like to caveat that with when you think about them, without too much illicit content. Otherwise, that's not friendship. That's just fantasy. When you offer time and effort to understand them and respect them, and trust that they also want to be a good person. That's what I learned through my observations in the literature club. Oh, Yuri! Yuri, this is what she's writing all her notes about, you know? Absolutely, Antori. Say so thoughts only. Say so thoughts only. Observations? Monika is caught by surprise. Yuri has always kept to herself so much that it's unusual to hear her suddenly talk about the club like this. But Yuri gently smiles to herself. You always let me listen to your thoughts about people. Sayori too. And it makes me happy, because I learn a lot of things. That's so sweet. I had no idea it meant that much to you. Monika never thought much of it, but in the past weeks, Yuri always seemed to be especially attentive when it came to the problems and concerns of others. Always wanting to listen and learn more about her friends in the club. Yeah, because she cares about that, you know? She wants to get to know people, she wants to make friends. Yuri might not be a social butterfly like Sayori is, but that doesn't mean that she's, like, emotionally mute and, like, you know, a mannequin when it comes to relationship building. She still wants to understand people and build meaningful ties with them. Oh gosh, it's late where you are. I'm so sorry. 11 p.m. Goodness me. Oh, I think we're nearly at the end. I've overrun a bit, but I really didn't want to not finish this story. This one has been tough going, Bleaties. Really tough going. It's true. Sayori and Monika are naturally more comfortable with other people,
and can more easily work through situations of conflict. But that doesn't make them better people. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses and the capacity to improve. Yes. Yes. This. I say this all the time. And I'm saying it to you right now, Bleaties. Each and every one of you is a good egg. We all have strengths, we all have weaknesses. And it's okay to accept that we have both. We can always become better. We can always become better. As long as you are trying to be a good egg, everything will be okay in the end. And the first step towards improving oneself is reflection and self-awareness. It's something that Yuri never gave herself enough credit for, but that Monika can recognize as an incredible trait. And with that, her confidence in the club is restored. I mean, it's kind of awful that Monika's confidence in her own club is based on how well other people get along with each other. I mean, that's not really the right thing to be doing. You spelled apologize wrong. No, it's fine. I spell apologize wrong because I'm British. So if ever there is a Z, it's always an S. I spell everything with extra letters and different letters. Almost exclusively to upset the Americans. Yeah, you heard me. No, that's not it. But yeah, I guess British spelling is something I'm very committed to. How do people genuinely get better at spelling? Reading more, writing more, I guess. At least that's what I always found. A very shy girl with long, pretty hair is wandering the bustling lunchtime hallways, her fists pressed into her collarbone. When she finds the literature club Pleasant's classroom, she stands at the door, glancing all around her before peering inside. Monika is sitting and chatting with a group of unknown friends. Yeah, as expected, this wasn't as bad idea after all. Wait, no, I read that completely wrong. My brain just played a trick on me. I'm sorry, Bleaties, I'm lying to you. Yeah, as expected. This was a bad idea after all. Suddenly, Monika glances toward the door, making the girl panic and duck out of sight. Before she can regain composure and decide for sure to leave, the classroom door gently opens. Yuri, what a surprise to see you during lunch. Yuri squeaks a response. Please help me. What? Is everything okay? Yuri shakes her head. I don't know how to write letters. Yuri, no! Yuri! How? She doesn't know how to write letters. What? You read tomes and tomes, but you don't write? Oh, thank goodness. I thought there was some kind of emergency. Monika briefly glances over her shoulder at her other friends. Do you want some help? We can go find an empty classroom or something. Is that okay? I feel bad for taking you away from your friends. It's totally fine, I promise. We weren't really doing anything. One sec. Monika trots back into her classroom, says something like, I gotta go to her friends, and then grabs a pen off her desk before returning to Yuri. Okay, let's find somewhere quiet. Yuri nods and follows Monika as the two of them set off. Letter writing time. How are you today? Huh? Me? Well, yes. Oh gosh, sorry, I was just caught off guard. I'm doing well today, just tired. I never seem to get enough sleep during the week. How come? Oh, I don't know. I think I'm just easily distracted. I get really sucked into things and start neglecting the time. Does Monika have, like, ADHD?
Or maybe she's doing that thing where she doesn't have enough hours in the day, so she's like revenge scrolling at night, you know, just staying awake, playing on her phone and stuff to try and make back the time, but causing sleep deprivation in the process.
Me too. I do that too.
Hey, this classroom is empty. Let's go in here. After peering inside, Monika opens a classroom door and the two of them enter. Yuri's moment of relaxation ends. Oh god, Yuri... I guess Natsuki is in here. She watches as Monika pulls 2 chairs up to the same desk, then obeys as Monika beckons her to take a seat. She stares down at the empty desk. Oh no, okay, Natsuki's not in here. She's just... Relaxation is over. Because now she has to write. Tension is building. You nervous?
I don't want to do this.
We don't have to. We can come up with something else. Yuri shakes her head.
It's my chance to do something good. I need to take initiative.
Oh, bless her. Gosh, she must be really determined. I know how hard it is to step out of your comfort zone. I'll be sure to encourage you. Yuri pushes through her anxiety and grabs a handful of lined paper from her notebook. Then she picks up her pen. Oh, Bleaties, this scene. Oh, that's so cute. And now we know that Yuri's left-handed. Any lefties? Any lefties here? Oh, Anturi, I wish that's really what she was writing. How cute would that be? Dear Natsuki, I'm very sorry. Ooh, please forgive. Wooey. Wow, you guys are lefties. High five for the lefty nation. You're all on Team Yuri now. It's the law. It's the law. Hey, you're left-handed. That's neat.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to worry about bumping your arm. Oh, you know, it's funny. My sister, one of my sisters is the same, VT. She's left-handed. She writes with her left hand, but she does everything else with her right hand. Everything else. If we're playing pool or tennis, you know, darts, anything like that, all done with the right hand. Right? But only writing with the left hand. It's a special kind of, like, ambidextrous, maybe? I don't know, it's weird. As for me, I'm boring. I'm a basic bitch. Right-hooved. I'm right-hooved. Monika playfully rubs her shoulder against Yuri's. Awoo! Sorry. I'm just being silly, I guess. Oh, but she looks at her with such, like, a cute, adoring gaze. Anyway, how about we start by listing the different things you want to say to her? Yuri thinks.
I feel embarrassed all of a sudden.
Oh, it's okay. How about some of the things you said to me yesterday?
But never mind. I guess I'll try.
Oh, Yuri looks so determined, despite the anxiety. Yuri thinks for a moment longer, her tension evident. Then she writes the word reflection.
This is about my reflection on our behavior. The key question is why we act like this towards each other, but have been able to separately be friends with Sayori and Monika.
That's me!
Yes, it is. So,
Yuri thinks.
I've been able to befriend the two of you because you've taken the time to understand my needs and respect my interests.
Mm-hmm.
The same goes for Natsuki too. We started off as pretty hostile to each other because I was so worried about getting what I wanted. But she just wanted to be respected more than anything else. Once I stopped making it all about me, she was able to do the same. Right, Bleaties? I'm starting to think that maybe Monika has a bit of a crush on Yuri as well. You know? The way that she just kind of gazes with abject adoration. I mean, look at the way she's looking at her. You know? It's because you're a rat, Monika. Oh my god, the attack. The attack. Oh, you know what, Yahiro? Being cat-handed. That's what I get called because I'm right-handed, but I eat with my knife and fork in the wrong hands. So we call that being cat-handed. Specifically for when you're holding your knife and fork the wrong way around. Let's say Sayori and Monika's little picture. Yeah, it's I think Monika is kind of sweet on Yuri, but it's never gonna happen. It's not gonna be. I'm sorry. Because clearly Yuri and Natsuki are meant to be.
I want to do that too.
So, what kinds of things do you want to do for her?
I want to do the same things for her that I like to receive. I like it when people respond positively to the things I talk about and not just brush me off. I like it when my feelings are taken seriously. And I like it when you and Sayori trust that I want to be a good person, even when I'm not doing a good job at it.
Well, let's write those feelings down. Honestly, I think that Yuri is doing an excellent job of articulating herself, you know. Honestly, absolutely correct. This whole story is supposed to be about them, and most of the story hasn't been about them at all. It's only now at the 11th hour.
Okay.
Yuri writes something down. I think the most important thing to remember here is that Natsuki is feeling vulnerable, so we should make sure that the letter puts her first. It's hard when you're feeling hurt, but it never helps to just tell someone all the things they're doing wrong. Actually true and real, based Monika for that statement. You cannot, no matter how much you want to help someone, you cannot help them by starting a discussion with, so here's how you fucked up. Okay? That doesn't help anyone. That's just gonna put the walls up. You know? Oh, 2 Natskis. Oh man, I wish. Double Natsuki? That would be amazing. I think first you have to make sure they know you're ready to respect them and listen to them. And admit the things that you feel you could do better. Then finally, you ask what you would like in return. How does that sound for the structure? It could be 3 paragraphs, one for each of those points. Not Monika teaching Yuri how to write an essay.
Not Monika teaching her how to write an essay. I like that. My thoughts were so disorganized. I had no idea how to come up with any kind of structure. You're so amazing at these things.
Oh, the way they're looking at you. They're looking at each other with such love. I love it, but I also hate it because, like, fuck off, Monika. That's Natsuki's, like, seat. That's the king's seat, Jester. Pop off. Oh, stop. You've done so much more than I have, you know? You've spent so much time reflecting and being open-minded. That's the hardest thing for anyone to do. All I'm doing is helping you put it on a piece of paper. So I think you're the amazing one. Man, this really feels like the start of a Slash story. A Slash fanfic, don't you think? Monika gives Yuri's hand a quick squeeze. But as she lets go, she's caught by surprise when Yuri curls her fingers to hook Monika's hand in place. For a while they just sit like that in silence, save for the occasional scratching of Yuri's pen against the paper. Oh, she's holding her hand for support because she's so afraid she's gonna write the letter wrong. That's quite sweet.
Yesterday, you told me something that I'm thinking about a lot.
What was that?
The thing about how feelings aren't right or wrong, and that they're just a state of being we need to come to terms with. It made me think about how a person's behavior isn't always just how they decide to be. It's also made up of their past experiences and their insecurities. I think that helps me see other people as actual people, rather than as insignificant side characters who are out to get me somehow.
Is that how you feel about Natsuki? Insignificant side character? Yikes, that's quite mean. Yuri nods, but
in reality, everyone is always trying their best, and everyone wants to be happy.
Monika peers over at Yuri's paper, but to her surprise, Yuri pulls it in closer, partially covering it with her arm. I have to be able to read it to help out, you know.
It's okay. My thoughts are a lot more organized now, after being able to talk to you about it. Now that I'm actually putting it on paper, I realize I'd really prefer others not to read it.
Yuri laughs softly to herself. A rare expression. Oh, look at these two. They do look very cute together. They do look very cute together. But I'm glad to see that they've at least stopped fighting. But also, like, Monika, please, enough. I'm kind of glad to hear that, actually. I somehow keep finding ways to butt into this whole thing. I've done enough damage. Yes, Monika, you've done enough damage. It's time to stop. You've done the helping. You've held Yuri's hand. You've given her the first steps that she needed. Time to leave. But it's also been so wonderful talking about all this. I mean, I always thought of you as so quiet. Yuri smiles.
I will always be terrible at these things. People are just so incomprehensible to me. I'll never get the hang of being one.
Honestly, as a grown-ass adult, same, Yuri, same. I too will never understand adults. I will never understand people. Animals are so much easier to understand.
But listening to you so much has really helped me make sense of some things. So just don't call it damage, please.
Monika gives Yuri a gentle smile.
I can't believe I came to this club looking for fantasy geeks, and all I got was real friends who value me.
Oh, that's really wholesome. That's really wholesome. Actual development for Yuri as well. 100%. It feels a lot more like every character except Monika has been hugely developed. It's good to see more of Monika. But I feel a lot more like Yuri especially has had a lot more attention given to her character, and it's really wonderful. I feel a lot more appreciation for Yuri than I did, definitely, through playing the side stories. Is that a joke?
Of course it is.
I still can't tell with you. You know, I have autistic friends, and I have to admit sometimes I am Monika in a situation when it's like, is that a joke or is that not a joke?
because they are absolute masters of like straight face joke deployment. And like sometimes I feel like such an absolute muppet. An absolute muppet for not always seeing that something is a joke or not. Because I feel like a bad person. Like, how is this? Like, obviously this was a joke. And it's, I'm sorry, you're just so good at having a straight face when you make jokes. It's like deadpan mastery, you know?
Sorry.
No, I love it. Please never change.
As you wish.
I hope that's a Princess Bride reference. In which case, if it is, any Princess Bride fans in here? Or is it just me? I love Princess Bride. Favorite film. But as you wish, as you wish is another way of saying I love you. Very cute. Oh. Well, that had a nice end. But now can we get to the bit where like she gives the letter to Natsuki? I'm desperate to see how this ends. Yuri glances at the clock.
We're almost out of time.
Will you be able to finish?
Before the end of the day, probably. But I don't want to come to the club the same day that Natsuki reads it. I'm too shy.
I can give it to her instead if you'd like. Yuri nods.
As long as you promise not to read it.
Of course, I promise.
Thank you.
Yuri exhales and the two stand up.
I'll message you when it's ready.
Monika nods. Good luck! I'm here if you need me. Monika returns a nod and the two depart. Oh! Oh, what? Okay. I didn't think that was gonna be the end. I thought we were gonna see her read the story here. Well, I guess she's gonna be opening the letter in the next story. By the way, hype as fuck for this! Yeah! Finally, Natsuki! Yuri, let's go! So we're not doing that today. I'm doing that tomorrow, though. 2 o'clock UK time. Same place, same venue, same Twitch and YouTube addresses. EP Sheepy, Emerentia Petronella Sheepy, Sheep Genius. Finally gonna get to see Natsuki and Yuri confess. Oh no! It's okay though. You can always catch the VOD. The VODs are always uploaded to YouTube. It's even easier now that I'm streaming through YouTube as well because it's automatic and I don't have to faff around with the uploading and stuff. It does all that for me. Thank goodness, because oh my god, what a nightmare that was. But yeah, I am very, very hype. Very hype for self-love. All you Natsuri shippers out there, I think we're in for an excellent ride tomorrow, and it is going to be a wonderful send-off to what has been my Doki Doki Literature Club journey. Boy, has this been a ride. I've really enjoyed it, though. I've really enjoyed it, and I've really enjoyed having you guys here with me for it, you know? It's been absolutely wonderful. Just gonna make myself nice and big. Thank you for joining me today for this stream, for this Doki Doki Literature Club Side Story stream. It has been wonderful. I've overrun significantly, but you know, it was worth it. I've had excellent company and I'm glad that we got through because oh boy, that was tough. That was tough. So much hate, so much anger and arguing. That's definitely been the toughest side story so far. So tomorrow is going to be a fantastic payoff. And I really, really look forward to doing this with you guys. Thank you again for joining me. I'm now going to go and enjoy the manifested cupcakes that are here. Thank you all so much for those cupcakes. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. Good eggs ever. Thank you. So until tomorrow, 2 o'clock UK time, I'm EP Sheepy. And I hope you have a wonderful day.